Chapter 12, Troubled Times Ahead, so enjoy good times. Then, plan right? It had only been a few weeks since the events of my first birthday party and the arrival of the Council of Evil. They haven't done anything to catch the attention of the law, so either we had managed to cripple them or they're still planning something big to catch us off guard. I decided it was time for the next stage of my plan, the final part in putting together the Order of the Balanced Guardians together before anything else happens that could probably mean the end of justice itself as we all know it. I ran into Starbeam in the hallway, who said, while walking over to me with Kuro riding on his back, when I say, while joining them for a walk. "Hey Star, mind if I join you and Kuro? I have something to ask of you,"
Sure thing, Jericho.
said Starbeam before we began a little walk together.
So does this have anything to do with what Twilight told me that you wanted to say that to me back when I was in the hospital?
Actually it does, but first I'd like to ask you about what you plan to do with Kuro, I ask as Starbeam looks worried. "She's grown quite attached to you, and I can see you are planning on keeping her around. A black wyvern is a very powerful creature that makes a great and powerful ally if you've gained its complete trust, and you've done just that." Starbeam thought about my words and said, while getting a bright idea, as he looked over his shoulder at Kuro, who he grins to, and she does the same.
I really haven't thought about it. I guess she's unable to speak pony language, but I do agree that I've grown fond of her, and she's very helpful, so I think for now I'll have her as my assistant as well as friend. I do a lot of studying of many things, and I could use help like hers in my work, in both learning knowledge long forgotten and all kinds of new stuff in magic. Also, I'd like to learn how she is able to use magic the way she does.
"Re-ra-toffee?" said Curl all of a sudden, which made Starbeam confused. "She's agreeing to work as your assistant, but, sorry, I can't believe she's asking this," I say, as I try to hold back a giggle at Kuro's annoyance. "She's asking if you could teach her about the concept of friendship. Black Wyrens, being wild as they are, don't know about that."
Oh, well, I guess I could show you what it means a little bit, but my cousin and her friends are kind of experts on that subject,
said Starbeam, who seemed to be always glad for me to translate whatever Kuro says, despite I gave him a book on the draconic language near the end of the last chapter.
Loyalty is one of the elements of harmony, which is named after the foundations of true friendship. You've proven you are very loyal, so you're on the way for that. Hey, I'm planning to head to Ponyville in a few days, so maybe we can talk to them about you learning about that while we're there.
"Me, said Kuro after a moment of thought, and both me and Starbeam knew that what she said translates to without a translation of any kind. "Seems Kuro likes to learn a lot about ponies thanks to you," I say in a teasing voice before getting serious. "I just remembered I was going to ask you if you'd like to be a part of my order as a response team member."
Response team member?
Repeated Starbeam, who was now very curious. "Yeah, you see, I'm in the middle of putting together something big," I say with a proud smile. "A big organization to keep the balance of all things intact, and we could use ponies like you, but this will involve you taking on the Council of Evil, though, so—"
I'm in,
said Starbeam, all of a sudden to my surprise.
Look, I owe them some payback for what happened at your party, and I'm pretty sure you and the others feel the same.
Don't mistake revenge for justice. They're two separate things, and if you get them mixed up, you could end up becoming a monster yourself, I say with a roll of my eyes. But I'm glad you're joining up. You're in a team, so...
Hey, can I pick my first team member?
Asked Starbeam with sudden excitement. I guess we haven't exactly decided who'll be leading the teams yet, I say with a very thoughtful look. I guess it would be okay. Who do you have in mind? Starbeam turned to look at Kuro as he said while getting very curious.
I think Kuro, how about it? We can be on a team together.
Rah, Huba, said Kuro, who is obviously still learning a lot of stuff. I've got this, I say, before I started having a conversation with Kuro in Draconic. I'm just going to explain to her what is the concept of a team and what it could mean for both her and Starbeam. Once I finished, Kuro thought it over while looking at her claws before turning to Starbeam to say, Back? She said yes. I had to explain to her it all in a way she could understand, and she likes it, I say with a grin as I nudge Starbeam. She's mostly pumped because she gets to watch her back, if you get my drift.
Haha, very funny. She's a kid, isn't she?
Asked Starbeam with a now confused look as I nearly stopped at the mention of age. Actually, she's a young adult. Remember, you cutified her, so it's easy to make that mistake, I say, while remembering that. She's mastered all of her Black Wyron's powers, as I noticed during the fight, which is how I could tell she's an adult. She just acts a little kiddish, but apparently knows when to be serious.
Oh, that makes sense, I think,
said Starbeam, before starting to walk off with Kuro still on his back, but then he remembered something.
So when is this team thing going to happen?
I still need to talk to the royals. I gather to form the Balanced Guardians. The next meeting will have to wait until you return so I can introduce you, so there's no hurry, I say, before heading off myself. Now to deal with another situation created by the fallout of Reek's failed invasion takeover. How to explain why a cute little but feisty bunny saved the day to its owner and all the element barriers plus the royal sisters.